Hi everybody, it's your host for Fashion Rocks, Gigi, and today we're talking about chic. It's all about women and style and of course, pink lemonade, like me. So we're here with the lovely Rotchelle Parris, and Rotchelle, tell us a bit about your line. When did it start and why did you start it?
I started back in 2010, and I started just as fashion is something that I've always been interested in, and I just decided to take a chance and see where it leads me.
Your clothes are they're sexy, but they're not trashy. So tell us what you think is the perfect balance between sexy and still stylish.
Well, for me, as I like to say, if you show someone the top, you keep the bottom covered, or if you show someone the bottom, you keep the top covered. It's just to find that, that thin line between, keeping it classy without looking like too overexposed.
Sounds good. Okay, what would you say inspires your style most?
I would say in general, or?
Yeah, in general.
Well, as for me, where the wind blows, where it takes me. If I feel like dressing girly today, if I feel like dressing like a tomboy, I like to switch it up. Yeah.
Versatile style, that's what it's all about. And you were talking about production in Barbados and the line and where it has come from in the past 5 years. Where would you like to see Pink Lemonade going?
I would like to see it, obviously, throughout the Caribbean and eventually internationally. But in terms of having it like in boutiques, so it's not necessarily mass production.
Yeah.
It is more of like, you're on South Beach and you go into like a nice little chic boutique, and then you find a piece like this that's kind of a one of a kind and not like a total mass production. That's where I would like it to be.
So speaking of South Beach and international exposure, you were in OK Magazine. Tell us a bit about that. Well, your piece was in OK Magazine, so tell us a bit about that.
Well, yes, that was a really good experience. It was a British reality star. She was very lovely to work with, and it was to see my work on printed in an international magazine. It shows that even though I might be still trying to get where I want to be, there's still the opportunity for you to kind of get your foot through the door and to have your stuff out there.
Okay, and what would you say are 5 must-haves for every woman's wardrobe?
Okay, let's see. We say a nice blazer, a button down, nice pair of fitted jeans, accessories, and like sometimes hair accessories if you want to be interesting.
All right, so keeping up with the whole concept of the magazine this month, we're talking about women. What comes to mind when you hear the word she?
She, female, obviously, woman, somebody who's strong, empowered. Obviously, like to say, women usually have challenges, but I find women always find ways to overcome challenges and, to get where they want to be.
Yeah. I would say that you're also a very strong and resilient woman. And everybody doesn't need to know why, but what would you say keeps you most grounded and focused?
I always say humility. Humility is key. One of the things, I don't know, is in, Beijing mentality, it's like, oh, I see your stuff this place, I see your stuff that place, but, I still always, say thank you and try to let, it's like I still a work in progress. Yeah. I never try to make it seem like it's larger than life than what it really is. And even when it gets to that point, I still, would like to always remain humble.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you've learned that you would like to share with other entrepreneurs about your line? Let's say 3 things.
3 things. It can be challenging in terms of trying to balance, having a professional life and trying to grow a business, because obviously it's not at the point where you can solely rely on it. One of the other things I would say is production in Barbados and buying materials is not always the most cost effective in terms of trying to have a competitive price. But there are ways around it, and I do what I can to make it happen.
And if you could give 3 pieces of style advice to our viewers, what would they be? They could be men or women or both, doesn't matter.
First of all, leggings are not pants.
And they're not for everybody.
That as well. No, I don't have anything wrong with them, but if you wear something that covers your bum and your front area, sometimes you know, less is more. You don't always have to show a lot, or, you know, you could be, you know, very sexy with wearing a turtleneck. But, you know, it just depends on, you know, how it's
carry
done.
it, yeah.
And I would say, you know, try to step out the box every once in a while, and, you know, try to be a little bit different in what you wear. If you usually stick to a certain color, sometimes try something a little bit different.
And who is the Pink Lemonade woman?
Someone who likes color, who likes easy, effortless clothing. Like, you know, I just threw this on today, but I still look fabulous. That's who I define as the Pink Lemonade woman.
Lovely.